We're going to cover some of the running back routes that we run. The routes that we're going to cover are the shoot route, the swing route, the option route, and the angle route. If you throw the ball as often as we do here at Kentucky, it's important to be able to throw to the backs. These are some of the routes that we use to make our passing game more effective. The shoot route is a sharp, straight route that we want to run toward the numbers, and if the receiver were to go out of bounds, he'd be 0 to 3 yards deep off the line of scrimmage. Here's a swing route, and he stays behind the line of scrimmage but gets his numbers going forward, ready to run upfield as he catches the ball. Here's some game footage of a shoot route. Shoots and swings are very similar. But once again, throwing to our backs is a big part of our offense. There's a swing route. Here's an option route. The running back goes, turns around, and just adjusts away from coverage, really. He's just looking for the dead area where the defender's not and making a play. And here's 3 examples of option routes. Tony Franklin, our running backs coach, does a great job working with our running backs, both as rushers and pass catchers. Here's game footage of an option route. Here's another option route right here where the running back finds the dead area right there over the middle, adjusts away from coverage, and makes a good play. This is the angle route. The running back kind of sells shoot or sells swing and then adjusts back underneath the defender. Once he gets the defender to over pursue outside, he finds the dead area in the middle. And this one turns into a big play for us in a game situation. Here's another up close shot. Running back finding the middle and turning it into something positive. Now we're going to cover offensive line play. To begin with, we have Jason Watts and Mike Webster. They're going to demonstrate stance and alignment. Jason's the starting center for us, and Mike Webster's the starting guard. And we're going to talk about splits, stance, and alignment. Okay, here Jason's in our center stance. Couple key things is he's got power angles in his ankles, in his legs. This hand here, his right arm is up and ready to fire out into the defender as we begin to pass protect him, or as he comes forward on run blocking. Our right guard here, once again, good power angles, flat back, head up, not a lot of weight on his hand. He can move his hand. Move your hand there, Mike. See, he can move it at any point. His weight's over his feet. Now they're gonna, Jason's gonna snap the ball and they'll come off a lot like they would on run blocking. Okay, Mike illustrates our 2-point stance. His back straight, his head's up, his rear end's down, power angles in the, his upper body, his knee, and his ankle. Ready to give up ground in a pass protection mode or to come forward and run blocking. Now they'll demonstrate some pass sets out of this stance. These are some pretty good examples of pass sets. As you can see, the butts are down, the head's back, and the hands are up, ready to engage in combat with a defensive lineman. The footwork in sets is very important, and it has to be something that's worked on constantly in order to get it smooth. Here's a good rear view of it. You want to be smooth, and you want to have the body resting over the balls of the feet, ready for action. Here's some game shots of some pretty good pass protection. Good sets, and as you can see, Tim's got a lot of time to throw. Here's another pretty good example of pass protection. Pretty good job setting on the defensive lineman. Good things will happen if you can do that consistently. Okay, a drill that we do with our offensive linemen is we'll put them on a stripe and have them pass protect each other down the stripe. Once again, we're looking for head back, hands up, get depth, stay square, and they work their full set. And we'll leave them working pass protection for several seconds, longer than it would be in a game, to continue to work on the skill. We try to work this full speed, and we try to work several sets of it each day in order to perfect the skill. Here we have a pretty good shot of their set. Mike's gotten depth. His head's back, his hands are up, and his body's square with the defensive lineman coming into him. And this is the position that we need to have when we engage in pass protection. And the longer we can maintain this position, the better we're going to be at protecting the passer. Okay, here's a pretty good set. They're working the feet back and forth and pushing upfield. This type of a drill, we want to be full speed with the feet, but not necessarily full contact, so that we can give the offensive lineman good work, but not just worrying about collisions and people getting injured. We really want to work the feet. And here's a pretty good shot of Mike working the feet, stepping and replacing right and left, mirroring the defender, keeping between the defender and the quarterback. Hands up right away, head back, hips down, stepping and replacing with the feet. Here goes Jason. Good punch by Jason. See his head back. Once again, he's doing a good job moving his feet and staying square with the line of scrimmage. And here, Webster does a good job staying square with the line of scrimmage as well. Moving the feet and locking out with the arms. Okay, we work several footwork drills here with our offensive linemen. The important thing to us with the running ropes is we want their hips down and their hands up. Their hands up just like they would be in pass protection. We're not concerned about the speed that they go through the ropes, but we do want the hips down and the hands up. Here the offensive linemen are hitting every hole as they go through the running ropes. Any footwork drill that develops foot quickness and precision is going to help your pass protection. Our offensive line coach, Guy Morris, does a great job teaching pass protection here at Kentucky. Here you see the hands are up just like they'd be in pass protection and the feet moving in a power type of motion. Here he works sideways like you might be working going right and left along the line of scrimmage. We have a manager here knocking the hands down, working on them, keeping the hands up. Here's a slow motion example. As you can see, he's going through pretty good. Hands up, moving the feet, pointing the toes as they hit in each box of the running ropes. Here we're going sideways the other way. Important to work sideways, both right side and left side, just to simulate as you're protecting and stepping and replacing with your feet along the line of scrimmage. This one we call typewriter because the lineman's going across the ropes kind of like the carriage of a typewriter. These are a little bit lower ropes, which are good as far as simulating the short power steps that an offensive lineman might take. Here he's got the feet in every hole. Pretty good shot of the footwork. Once again, keeping the hands up, and where possible, keep the head back just like it would be in a regular pass protection position. Here's another good footwork drill called the wave drill. We have these two little dummies on the ground, and the manager here, he'll give them a direction, and they react to the direction of the football, stepping and replacing as quick as they can, once again having the hands up in the air. Through this drill, you want the hips down, and as you can see, his hips are down as he moves his feet right to left, stepping and replacing, reacting to the ball, then coming forward when the ball goes down. Hands up, head back, moving his feet. Here's a pretty good example of the upper body as he's moving his feet through the drill, keeping the hands up. straight back is also pretty good here as well. Another rep of it. The quicker he can react, the quicker he's going to be able to react to a defensive lineman. Here's the spin drill. The spin drill works the feet, but also works the offensive lineman as far as staying square with the line of scrimmage. Another thing the lineman wants to do here is work his eyes. He wants to keep the eyes at the top of the numbers and place his hands there toward the top of the numbers. Here we're working back and forth again, staying square with the line of scrimmage. With the Bertha dummy, we work a drill where we develop the punch of the offensive lineman. The coach will swing the dummy at the lineman as he punches it, pushing the dummy back into the lineman so he can continue to punch it. Once again, important coaching points are a good punch, square with the dummy, head back, hands up, hips down. Here's a good shot of that. The head goes back as he punches the dummy, keeping the hips down. Good power angles in his body as he does it. Here's a slow motion shot. Good impact with the dummy, the hips are down, head back as he punches it. Eyes focused on the dummy. Another drill we do with Bertha is the center quick set. Okay. We line the center up close and have him come out of his stance and punch it quickly. Here's another shot in slow motion. This is the softball drill. What the coach is going to roll the ball to the lineman. He wants to step and replace with his feet so that he fields the ball between his feet. It's a good footwork drill, but he also wants to keep his hips down as he is here and field it with a nice straight back, bending at the waist as little as possible. More of a squatting motion with his hips, the back straight, only bending enough to get the ball. Once again, stepping and replacing with the feet, fielding the ball with low hips and a straight back. Good power angles in the body as he does this. A lot of the motions we do with the offensive line are lateral motions because those are the motions that have to be done on the line of scrimmage when he's facing a defensive lineman, keeping his body between the defensive lineman and the quarterback. We're not as concerned with the offensive lineman becoming a shortstop as we are the good power angles and the movement of the feet. Here's a good close shot. Once again, hips down, moving the feet and keeping the back straight. We work 5 or 6 repetitions and we want to work the lineman right and left.
Go hit!
Out of the zigzag drill, we work a good pass set, and then the man that's simulating the defensive lineman works all kinds of defensive moves. And then the offensive lineman counters the moves, working on giving up ground, but keeping his body between the defensive lineman and the quarterback who would be behind him. The defensive lineman does not want to run past the offensive lineman because we want the offensive lineman to continue working on countering the moves that the defensive lineman throws at him. Here's a good slow motion shot. The hands are up, the head's back, the hips are down. He shut down the rip arm, the spin, keeping his hands up, good separation, and protecting the quarterback. Another drill is the walk back drill. Here we want the offensive lineman to get used to sitting down his hips, dropping his hips, locking the cleats in the ground. The man on defense is not going to push the offensive lineman over on his back, but he's going to force him to really use his thighs and his legs, locking the cleats in the ground and doing everything he can to stop his charge. This really works the legs of the offensive lineman. And then the other thing is the defensive lineman will pull the offensive lineman forward to make sure that he's not overextended. If you get overextended, then when he pulls you forward, you'll fall right on your nose. Here we push back, pull forward, forcing the weight to be over the feet, well distributed. Now here's some clips of all the offensive positions putting the passing game together. This concludes our University of Kentucky passing game drills and techniques training tape. I hope you'll find this material useful in your program. And at this time, I'd like to thank our head coach, Hal Mumme, the rest of the assistant coaches on our staff, and David Combs, and our video department here at the University of Kentucky. Thank you.